So hello everyone, and welcome back to GraceNicoleMyths Astrology and Tarot. We are here today for the new moon in Scorpio Phoenix Rising themed secret code name event. For those of you who do not know what secret code name readings are or are not familiar with them and are new to the channel, secret code names are purchased by individuals via my Etsy shop. And when they do that, they are given a secret code name for whichever event they purchased a secret code name for. They know during the event that that secret code name is their personal reading pertaining to the energies going on right now. All right. For everybody else, the beauty of these readings, the fact that they're public and everything, is so that people can resonate to or be drawn to a secret code name. Because if you're drawn to one or you resonate to one stands out to you, you don't know why, you feel like you have to click it. There's most likely a message in here for you in divine time whenever it crosses your path, because time is fluid. It works in a spiral, kind of like a clock, you know what I mean? So this energy may be very relevant in the present day for some people, and it may be very relevant on the spiral of things to you if you catch it at a different time, okay? So whatever it is that brought you to these messages today, whether you purchased one yourself or whether you have been drawn to one, I do have faith that they will help you in your pursuit of this Phoenix rising energy that we are going to be discussing today. The whole point of these readings with this new moon, this solar eclipse, right? The solar eclipse, new moon in Scorpio, is to get you out of what is essentially the ashes phase, where you have let your old self go and are now lighting up and becoming fired up and strengthened in this new energy, right? This new vibration that you're in, especially when we have trails of the old trying to creep back in, okay? So for today, I'm using my Hermetic Tarot. I'm also using my Alchemy of England Tarot. And then I'm using 3 decks that I created, okay? I'm using my Divine Conversations deck. These cards are messages from Spirit. So if you've been going through the experience and Spirit's been trying to talk to you in the divine mirror of things and you've missed the message, the intention creating this deck is that Spirit gets the message to you crystal clear, that you're no longer missing it. All right, so we're going to have a divine conversation between you and Spirit. I am also using my energy alignment deck. There are light attributes and light energies on one side, and then there are shadow energies or shadow attributes on the other side. Okay, so I will be using this deck to get an idea of where your energy is coming from and where it's moving into. And then I will be using a hand-drawn deck that I've been working on. I've been adding cards to it every day. Spirit's been guiding me to these. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited to work with these cards. They've been fun so far. They've been a lot of fun so far. And we're going to get some themed energy because each of these cards does in fact have an energetic vibration or imprint to it. Okay, so with that said, we are going to be getting into these messages. Thank you all for showing up, not just for me and the channel, but for yourselves. And special thank you to all of those who actually purchased the secret code names and make these events possible for everyone. And just in case you are interested in a secret code name in the future, please know that all of the secret code name slots that I have allotted for the rest of the year have in fact sold out already. Okay, I will keep everybody on the channel posted as to whether or not or when they will continue in 2023. Okay, but for 2022, they have all sold out. So resonate and vibe away if you have not gotten one and purchased one yourself. But thank you to all of you that did. You make these events possible. So with that said, y'all, we are getting into the message. Secret code name SONAR. I'm not gonna lie. I've been meditating on these cards and have recorded what felt like a 20-minute, I think it was a 20-minute message, and I got 7 minutes into the next one. I was like, I was feeling so blocked. I was feeling so blocked trying to read this energy. And I can't help but feel there's a major spiritual block, mental block with your own energy, like wherever you are in the process of things, wherever you are meant to be on the path of things. I think you might be very far from spirit, very far off the mark, and spirit wants to address this, I think, to kind of rein you in and bring you back, okay? To bring you back. I feel like your energy in general is really distracted, and it definitely came through in one of the advice cards, okay? SONAR was the actual card that flew out of my hand drawing deck, okay? The one that I've been drawing all the pictures on. SONAR flew out of the deck. And with all of these different layers of the subconscious, because SONAR, the kind of SONAR that is on the card, it's to kind of show you what is with deep in the ocean, right? Or deep below the surface of the water. It's the subconscious energy. What the SONAR picks up down there. And closest to the surface is a huge question mark. I don't think you are in control of your thoughts. I don't think you are in control of your feelings. I don't think you understand why you're thinking or feeling what you're feeling. I think you're running on a default. And there's this mask below that's maybe convincing you that certain things have to be done or certain things are whatever. And masks are facades. It's almost like you've convinced yourself that when you're thinking or feeling certain things, it's almost like you're redirecting yourself a certain default way in order to keep moving, in order to keep doing, in order to make what's going on okay. And it's not okay. Like that redirection that you're doing, that redirection of your thoughts or the redirection of your actions in order to just keep making quote unquote progress is coming from a wounded place. It's coming from a broken heart. The broken heart comes from the inner child, which is on the very deepest level of the subconscious, which is like unconscious, buried on the bottom type stuff. It's the inner child that is sitting there with its head in its hands and its elbows on its knees, like, fucking sad. It's the paternal wound, okay? It's the paternal wound. The energetic alignment cards came out natural leader and paternal wound. This is a wound that you learned either from your father or the experience of witnessing your father growing up. Maybe your father, when he wanted to achieve something, and that something was not in alignment, right? It was not in alignment, but he wanted to achieve it, right? Egoic drive wanted to achieve it for power or control or abundance, right? For financial gain or whatever it was. Kept pushing and pushing and pushing until either he got it or he couldn't possibly push anymore and had to let it go, right? This is someone who wanted what they wanted so bad that by all means necessary, they would get it, even if the ways were not spiritually aligned. Even if the desire was not spiritually aligned. Because to be fair, if it's in alignment, spirit, it flows naturally and easily. Spirit, it's not a struggle, When it's in alignment, it's not a struggle. It doesn't mean it's not work, but you're not being met with such resistance, right? You're not being met with such discomfort through the process. You're not being met with loss or sacrifice or whatever through the process. Like maybe your father was so driven that he sacrificed his relationship or his closeness to you when you were a youth. Maybe your father was so driven by egoic pursuits that he was willing to sacrifice you. And maybe you've been trying to get that validation from your father in other people ever since. Maybe you've been trying to get your father to see what a beautiful little heart you are ever since. See me, take care of me, love me, appreciate me being in your life. I think this is an energy that you've been chasing. I think the wound happened when you were a child, when you were a youth growing up. And you've been trying to heal it ever since. I think your father may have been very wrapped up in shadows, very wrapped up in that pursuit of power or that lust, like distractions, distracted energy, because there's definitely, like I said, things that come up in your guidance cards. Okay. I feel like you're very distracted and you're doing the same thing your father did. I feel like you are losing sight of the child and are in pursuit of things that are a struggle, that you're being met with resistance, that are causing you stress, that are causing you losses of time and energy or finances or emotions. Like you're losing things that you're unwilling to look at. You're pursuing things that don't need to be pursued. Your focus is on things that are not important as other things. Like you might be doing to a child in your reality what your father did to you as a child. It's not in alignment. It's a wound that you're rippling and giving to other people. It's a wound. And I feel like this distracted energy that you're in, if you don't snap out of it, this is why Spirit had you go through the death process. Had you burn out, right? Burn out on the path that you were on. The path that you were on, it burned out. So that you could turn into the ashes and be reborn stronger than you were before, because Spirit doesn't actually want you to continue, one, in your own paternal wound, and two, giving it to someone else, especially if you have children. You're doing what your father did that hurt you. You're repeating it. It's almost like Spirit is putting the divine brakes on. So we get into the top and bottom of the deck. We have the Princess of Wands and the Four of Cups. It's almost like you're feeling like you're missing out on something. And Spirit's like, yeah, but you're not missing out on something. The reinvention of the self, the Princess of Wands is the Princess of the Shining Flame. It is Phoenix energy. You're in the middle of it. Maybe you feel like you didn't get the apology. Maybe you feel like you didn't get the compassion. Maybe you feel like you didn't get the overflow that you wanted from an outside party. You're not going to get it. And it's almost like trying to achieve a certain goal or receive a certain outcome is the acknowledgement that you're looking for, but it's not. It's not going to fill whatever hole you have. It's not going to close whatever this wound is. You trying to achieve whatever is misaligned and say, I got it. Yes, it's mine. Or I didn't get it and I just wasted all this fucking effort and energy for nothing. Like whatever you are in pursuit of, it's not going to heal this wound. That's why you're being met with resistance from spirit. It is grossly distracting you and stressing you out, whatever this is. The Five of Wands, you're very much internally conflicted about what to do, and you don't necessarily know. Two of Swords, right, is the rock in a hard place, feeling like you're constantly in between a rock and a hard place, and it's because it's not about choice A or B. A matter of fact, it's neither. There is choice C that you're not seeing. Choice C beckons you to drop choice A and choice B and take the blindfold off. Take the blindfold off. The energy that you're in is ugly. You are naturally beautiful in energy. Spirit would tell you, you are beautiful in energy. You are naturally beautiful. And the energy that you're in is ugly. There's Medusa on the fucking Two of Swords on the bottom of the deck. She's a skull face with all these snakes coming out of her head. Like it's ugly energy. It's dead energy. It's dead. It's dead. The past, all of it. Who are you if you're not seeking validation from your father and other people? Who are you if you're not getting the pat on the back, you're great, from other people? You're constantly seeking validation from the outer. Because maybe your father didn't give it to you. Maybe your father was either really absent or he was so fucking hardcore trying to make you perfect that he didn't compliment you on anything that you did that was really good, despite the fact that maybe it wasn't perfect. Obviously, your father's gratitude and appreciation for you being in his life was absent. Your father taking care of you in whichever way, shape, or form was absent. You're seeking it. You're seeking it out and completely distracted. Spirit came in with the Knight of Wands, Lord of Flame and Lightning, to change your fate with this fucking Wheel of Fortune dragon energy. The dragon on the Wheel of Fortune, there's a feminine there with wings, like demon's wings. She doesn't look like one, but she's got demon's wings. This is a wounded feminine. And she's offering the dragon something the dragon doesn't have. Because the dragon has a hoard of wealth, right? Dragons have a hoard. They got gold lust like it's nobody's business. They're paranoid. They don't want anybody taking their gold. You're offering the dragon something it doesn't have, and it's a black rose. The wounded heart space of you, the broken heart of you, was offering the dragon a black rose. Roses are symbolic of love, and black is a color of protection through absorption. I will protect you from the energy by absorbing it for you. That's what black crystals do. They protect us from outside energies by absorbing it for us so that we don't have to. You offered someone love in the form of protection by absorption. I will understand your wounds. I will understand your pain, and I will take it all for you. I'll make it all better. I'll take your pain. I'll take your stress. Like if you could say this to your dad as a kid, who you probably didn't want to see so stressed out, who you wanted to just take all of his problems away so that he could love you, so that he had time to pay attention to you, so he had time to nurture you, so he had time to be grateful for you. Right? I'll take your insecurities. I'll build you up. I'll love you better than anybody else ever could. I'll protect you from seeing your own wounds. I'll protect you from seeing your own wounds. In the divine mirror of things, this dynamic with whoever or whatever your dragon was, you were with this person to protect yourself from seeing your own wounds. You didn't want to look at your own wounds. You didn't want to heal this paternal wound. Egoically, how you are going about healing it on an unconscious level, it's not the actual way to heal it. You can't get the validation from your father. You can't get the appreciation from your father. You're not going to get the compassion, the apology from your father. I'm sorry I hurt you. I'm sorry I neglected you. I'm sorry I didn't, feel grateful for the fact that you were in my life. You're rippling it. I'm telling you right now, you're rippling it. You learned from your father that it was okay to ignore beautiful, childlike innocence, to ignore the gratitude, to ignore the gift that children are. You're doing the same thing. Your focus is distracted. You don't even know why you're doing it. Why it's so important. Whatever it is you're going after, you don't even know why it is so important. Natural leader, solar plexus chakra, you're fully capable of creating your own abundance. You're fully capable of creating your own wealth. You're fully capable of achieving whatever the dragon had on your own. You don't need the dragon to have it. Maybe you're rich in other ways and you're ignoring it. You're focusing on it. I feel like you're completely distracted. We've got the devil here with the Queen of Chalices. And this Queen of Chalices is very, very Persephone in energy. She's half skeleton, half dead and half alive. Half flesh and half bones. I feel like because Persephone is the queen of the underworld, right? She's Hades' wife, and she goes back and forth between the realm of the living and the realm of the dead. And I feel like you're in between worlds, and I feel like the devil is influencing you from the underworld. The devil is influencing you from the underworld. You are chasing something you're in the realm of the living. You are here with the living. And your focus is on the devil in the underworld. Everything you're doing is driven by that energy. That you are completely distracted from where you are and what's really important here. What are you doing? Spirit has the Three of Swords clarified by the fucking Nine of Cups. Like, this heartbreak is actually a wish granted. You have to sit with this energy. Why did Spirit take it from you? Why is it painful to lose it? Why is it painful to lose it? Because it's exposing this paternal wound that you don't actually want to feel anymore. Chasing it hurts. Focusing on it hurts. Stop chasing it. Stop focusing on it. Spirit removed it for a reason. It was a wish granted to your soul when Spirit took it. It separated you from it. What you're feeling is not a loss of this or that, X, Y, or Z. What you're feeling is the wound that is deep in the unconscious and subconscious levels of the self. Spirit said, why do you hurt so bad? What is it that's really painful? What do you feel in this energy? Be honest with yourself. Do you feel like you deserve? Do you feel like you never got the apology? Do you feel like you never got the compassion? Do you feel like you never got the attention? Do you feel like you never got the love? Do you feel like you never got blah, blah, blah? Fill in the blank. ... From your father. From your father. Spirit, 4 of Swords, 2 of Wands, put it on ice. Put it on ice. 4 of Swords in traditional Rider-Waite Tarot is the fucking coffin with 3 swords hanging over it and a truth sword that he's laying on. 2 of Wands is literally pause. Think about what path you're going down. Spirit has you on ice and says, hello. Hello in there. Think very carefully about what path you're choosing. Are you going to continue to go down the path of your paternal wound and ripple that paternal wound to other people that you might claim to love and care about? You don't even realize how much you're fucking hurting them? Do you want to go down that path, or do you want to carve your own path and reinvent yourself, come back stronger than you ever were before? Do you want to stop seeking that validation? Do you want to stop seeking that apology? Do you want to stop seeking that compassion? Can you give it to yourself? Can you give yourself the apology for chasing after the fucking devil? Can you apologize to yourself for sacrificing your own energy for the fucking dragon? I'll absorb all of your pain. I will be the one to take it all and absorb all of your pain. Just love me and show me gratitude and tell me you appreciate it. Keep me around. Give me everything that you have worked so hard for in exchange. Spoil me with all of your gold lusty riches. Make me feel like a queen. Like I'm the only one in the world. Dad? What are you doing? Maybe you need to give that energy to yourself. Maybe you need to give that energy to your child. Maybe that's where the focus has to be. If that's what you wanted from your father so bad, that you wanted to feel like you were the most important thing in the world, that you wanted to be spoiled and be the most important thing in the world, maybe you need to give that to your kid. Because everything else you're focusing on is taking you away from that. You're reliving the pain instead of redefining life based on the healed version. The guidance cards from Spirit. The guidance cards from Spirit, the mirror conversation that you're missing. Right? The mirror conversation that Spirit has been trying to have with you that you have been denying, blocking out, and have completely missed. Who or what are you making excuses for? Why? If you don't be honest with yourself about them, you'll become them. Who or what are you making excuses for, and why? Why are you making excuses that you have to do this or have to do that? Because if you don't be honest with yourself about them, you'll become them. Help comes from the last person you'd expect. Stay genuine and honest. Truth helps. You might have someone in your life who you're constantly giving advice to and constantly guiding, and you don't realize that, you know, maybe they're in your mirror because they have some fucking advice and guidance to give you back. Maybe you should listen to them. Maybe you're so used to being their quote-unquote teacher, their quote-unquote mentor and whatever, that you're not actually open to accepting their loving advice and guidance. Like, you got a child, maybe you should ask your kid. Ask your kid for advice. What should I do? What do you want? When's the last time you asked your kid what they wanted? Wouldn't it have been nice? Wouldn't it have been nice if your dad asked you what you really wanted? Do it. Because you're so used to being their teacher, you don't realize you're the student too. You're so used to giving to them that you're not even receptive to what they would give you. Right? Think about it. You become them. Power, control, devil energy. It's all right. I don't need to take your advice. I don't need to take your help. I'm going to keep doing it my way. I'll be fine. You're stressed the fuck out. Help comes from the last person you'd expect. You don't realize how distracted you are. When is the last time you checked in with what your soul wants to heal or improve? When is the last time you checked in with your soul and said, what do I need to improve? Well, soul doesn't want to be stressed out. Soul doesn't want to be exhausted mentally. Soul doesn't want to be blah, blah, blah. Okay, what is causing all of those things? That's what needs to be fucking removed. That's what's distracting you. Whatever is causing the stress, whatever is causing the exhaustion, whatever is wearing you out, what is ever taxing you, costing you time, energy, money, whatever's consuming all of your thoughts and focus, that's what needs to fucking go. That's what you need to detach from. That's what you need to let go of. And I promise you, your kid, if you ask them, wouldn't give a fuck about anything that you're chasing after. Matter of fact, they would probably just tell you to let it go. Let's go. Let's move on. The devil didn't give a fuck about them. What do they want? Ask them what they want. God knows I ask my son all the time. Ask him. It says, you don't see them for the toxic energy that they are, a demon in angel's clothing. This is the fucking devil. This dragon, this devil energy. You weren't seeing them for the toxic piece of shit they were. You were like, I'll take all your pain. I'll take all your pain. You made it your own and then completely ignored it. They were toxic. They were toxic as fuck. You are not seeing them for the toxic that they are. They were not the kind of person you would want your kid to grow up and become. Think about that. You're portraying them as an angel. Portraying them as someone who was so good, and maybe they did do a lot of good things, but the fact of the matter is it was a fucking costume. That's not who they were. They were the fucking devil. And your broken mind wanting to heal your father wounds was looking at the devil and seeing an angel. They have all this wonderful energy. I just need to take their pain for them so that they could be it. Like, that's some paternal wound shit. Like, let's call a spade a spade. Let's call a spade a spade. You want to rise out of this fucking energy like the phoenix, stronger than you ever were before? Do you want to stay the fucking ashes? Do you want to stay ashes? Do you want to let the devil drag you down to his level when he's in the fucking underworld right now? Or do you want to be the fucking angel that you are for where and what is still around you? Do you want to be the angel for yourself? Think about it. If I were my own guardian angel, what would I tell me to do? To be fair, that is what our kids are. They're our guardian angels. Drop it. Whatever is distracting you, drop it. And that is the message. Rise. Rise, Sonar. Rise. Get your head out of the static. Where are you needed? Because whatever your inner child needed, you have to give that now. You have to give that now to you and to the children in your life. You have to be what you didn't get. You have to be what you always wanted. It starts there. All right? Until next time, guys. I love you.